1.3 Modeling with linear functions. Alright, the first part is writing an equation of a line. There's a few things that we need. If we have slope and y-intercept, we use the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. If we have slope and a point, we use point-slope form, y minus y sub 1 equals m times the quantity x minus x sub 1. And then if we have 2 points, we do the same thing. We use the slope formula, and then once we find the slope, we go ahead and plug it into point-slope formula. I'm going to write the slope formula over here. M equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Alright, which is also the same thing as rise over run, which we will get into. Okay, here we really should say concept 1, I'll have to change it, but what we're going to do is writing a linear function, write a linear equation from a graph. Okay, so the graph is right here, illustrated, alright, on the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. The graph shows the distance asteroid 2012 DA14 travels in x seconds. Key, x is seconds. Alright, write an equation for a line and interpret the slope. Alright, that's two separate things. Then, the asteroid came within 17,200 miles of Earth in February 2013. About how long does it take the asteroid to travel that distance? Okay, so there's really three questions being asked here. Alright, write the equation of the line, interpret the slope, and then determine how long it takes the asteroid to travel, 17,200 miles. Okay, so first things first, I can't get anywhere without the slope. I can see the y-intercept right there at 0, 0. The slope is here, which is rise over run. And if I go from my y-intercept there, it means I rise 24 and run 5. 4 and 5, which I can also make a decimal, which is 4.8. Either way. Fraction decimal doesn't really matter. I'm going to get to the decimal in this one. Actually, I'll probably use both. So, what's my y-intercept again? It is 0, right at the origin. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write the equation of the line, which is y equals mx plus b. So in this case, it is y equals 24/5 x plus 0, or y equals 4.8x. Equation of the line. Voila. Done. Second part is determine or interpret the slope. When we interpret the slope, really what we want to do is tell whatever it is over 1, like per hour, per second, per minute. So that's really what we're talking about. There's a specific name. I'm totally blanked out on it for a second. But per, like, over 1. So if I look at this 4.8 over 1, that's really what I'm looking for, right? So what is the slope indicating? The asteroid that travels at 4.8 miles per second. Okay, so that's how I interpret the slope. The slope indicates that the asteroid, travels at 4.8 seconds. Oh, I'm sorry, 4.8 miles per second. Okay. Hopefully you guys can read that okay. I need to get rid of this marker. And then the last part is how long does it take the asteroid to travel 17,200 miles? Alright, so all I'm really going to do is put 17,200 in for y. So when I do that, I get, let's just use 4.8x equals 17,200. Divide by 4.8 through both sides to solve for x. And x is approximately 3,483. And that is seconds. All right. How long does it take? Right, so that's about seconds. So, 3 parts to that. All right, you want to take the graph, write an equation. All right, in this case, slope-intercept form is the best, and that would always really be the best for any linear equation. Next, I want to interpret the slope, which you are definitely going to need to do in your homeworks and exams. And again, when we do that, we are looking at the slope, and we are simplifying it to be over 1. So whatever it is over 1. I am not using 24/5. Right? I'm using 4.8 over 1. So what I mean by that is the slope indicates that the asteroid travels at 4.8 miles per second, as opposed to what does not work. The slope indicates that the asteroid travels 24 miles per 5 seconds. That is no good. All right? You want it to be per 1 second. Last but not least, if I go ahead and give it a mileage or a distance, now I can go ahead and find the time. I can solve for x in seconds, right? So 4.8x equals 17,200 divided by 4.8, and we get 3,583 seconds approximately. All right, if you guys could move on to number 2, just give it the best shot you can. And you should pause now, and when you come back, I'm gonna show the answer. Okay, here is the answer. Y equals 3.5x. X is 4 hours, and when I interpret the slope, Allison takes 3.5 miles, hikes 3.5 miles in an hour.